the data that's provided by the state. And you can imagine it took them quite a while. It's not just a matter of asking them for all this spending information. It's got to be in the right format. It's got to be electronic. The commas have to be in the right place. And next year, if they really want to mess with these guys, they'll move the commas, and they'll have to rebuild their database to make it work. So that's part of legislation. And again, I think Sandra's going to talk a little bit about things like that. But basically, this is a private, or it's a think tank website. You can do searches on payrolls and all kinds of things. Look up name, look up agency, overall spending, benefits, and things like that. And again, I'm not going to dwell on it right now. I just want to show you the world of the possible here. This is another one that's been done by our equivalent in North Dakota called the North Dakota Policy Center. It's Sunshine on Schools. They have, and this is based on data provided by the state as well. In here, is Verdell in here? Verdell Jackson? Did he? Okay. In here, the reason I bring that up is his website has some school spending stuff for the state. But you can do reports here that let's compare two districts. You can do up to 5, I think it is. And it has pre-formatted reports of some of the most popular data: enrollment, faculty, revenue, total expenditures, outstanding bonds, indebtedness, construction loans, cost per student, school district or student to teacher ratios, administration, administrators' total compensation, teachers' total compensation. And you can compare. You can see you've got Ashley District, Anamoose District, and the state average there. You compare up to 5 districts, and you can compare them across different sets of data as well. You can go in here and find the highest paid administrator, lowest paid teacher, averages. It includes compensation information, but it provides these visualization tools as well that really tell a story. It's one thing to say that enrollment has gone down and spending has gone up, and it's gone up by 83%, enrollment's gone down by 12%, and you can just watch people's eyes glaze over. You show them a chart like is on Verdell's website that shows enrollment doing this and spending doing, or number of payroll, number of teachers or whatever, or doing that. That tells a picture. Who cares what the numbers are? That tells a picture right on the spot. We want to create those kinds of tools, and we're in the process of creating that. And again, I'll talk more about that when we get into the panel in more detail. So this page here pretty much just gives you some good examples and a good idea. This is also where we say find your legislator here. So if you start getting emails from people saying, hey, I was on M.P.I.'s website, or even if I wasn't, that's why. It's not to be a pain in your butt. It's to show you that there are people who want to do this, and it gives you ammunition, as you know better than I do, to say, hey, I've got all these people in my district that are clamoring for this. It's something that we want to do. Tell a neighbor just allows people to send a pre-formatted email about the site. Get answers. This is an FAQ page, basically, and we'll hit this in more detail during the panel as well. But I get asked the same half a dozen questions every time I talk about this. I'm sure Sandra gets asked pretty much the same questions. How much does it cost? What about privacy data? Should the state do it? Things like that. This addresses that. So it's, again, a kind of a one-stop, quick answer shopping. And then the rest of it is who's behind this. That's about M.P.I. and leads you to our website. We've got a blog. I don't know if that's going to happen, and Holler Out gets back to us and gives us feedback on the site, that sort of thing. We're also doing a media campaign based on this website. We're going to have mailers, brochures, postcards, things like that follow this same visual theme, use the same terminology, the same kind of folksy tone and all that other stuff. Again, the idea is to get the word out there so that you feel, I hope that you feel underneath you a swell of people who want to do this, and it gives you the opportunity and the impetus, hopefully, to do this. Although I think pretty much everybody in this room agrees it's a good idea. It's just a matter of can it be done, should it be done, where does it fall on priorities, and all that sort of thing. So that's kind of my piece. We've done some homework on this, and I'll ask Kurt to come up and talk about some of the survey results that we've had from going out to stakeholders, who we talked to, and basically what they said in big format. And then we'll have Sandra come back up, and she'll talk some specifics, but generic specifics, I guess, if there is such a thing, legislation type things. ALEC has model legislation out there. There are some very good examples of legislation, and she'll talk kind of generically about some of the things that you got to put in here to make this work, so you don't end up with a poison pill, for example, or something that's going to doom it to failure or make it irrelevant, which would be just as bad. And then again, in the panel, for those of you who stick around for the transparency panel, we'll get into much more detail on that sort of thing, probably till your eyes bleed. But really, that's your opportunity to talk to us and to grill the experts. Same with the property rights panel, same with the fiscal panel. That's your opportunity to talk to them. If they don't talk for 2 minutes in that panel and all they do is answer questions, that's a home run in my mind, because they're talking about what you want to talk about. So, okay, Kurt, you're up. I'll have some coffee.
Well, we sent out 2 surveys. One was we targeted the lobby groups, the associations that work with the legislators regularly, and then we put another on the website. Oh, okay. Not used to speaking into a mic. And we put another one out on the website where anybody that was interested could come in and respond. The reactions we got are that people want a fairly robust site. They're looking for a lot of data. They want to look deep into government. The normal expenditures, revenues, vendors, and budgets. These are the typical things that you find on transparency sites, and these were rated important by all the people that came in. They want to dig deep. They're looking for expenditure information. They want to be able to look down at the fund level. They want to look at the highway fund and the fish and game fund, more so than at the overall level, at just what we spent in total. They want to look at expenditures at a detail level. They want to see be able to look at how much was spent on fuel or how much was spent on salaries, again, rather than looking at very high levels. They want to look at revenues at the tax level. They want to know how much we got from the income tax and the property tax or the gaming tax, rather than just taxes and licenses and fees. And they want to see vendors. They want to be able to look at vendors at the statewide level, in other words, determine for a particular vendor how much work they had or how much they received from the state as a whole, as well as being able to look at it at the individual agency level and at the fund level. Okay. They want employee compensation information, at least on elected, appointed, and administrative staff. 54% said that it was important or very important to get it on all state employees. They want a long history. 48% of the people that replied to these questionnaires want a 10-year history out there. They want daily information. They'll accept monthly. They want demographic and caseload information. They want to know state income, per capita income. They want to know how many kids are in school, how many people are in prison. These types of information, they want that available on the website as well. They want contract summaries and to be able to look at collective bargaining agreements. This is something that's not available on, in fact, any of the websites that I'm aware of. So this is kind of reaching beyond the status of the program right now in other states. Maybe Sandra can address that some. And of the people that replied, 60% said they expect to use the website intensively. So again, we're looking at a group of people that want to use this extensively, and they want to be able to look well into government. Like, that's kind of a quick and dirty on that.
To expand a little, the survey went out to the directors of every business association in the state, at least that we could find, and media. And we got about a 10% response, which isn't bad for a push survey like that. And then we also went out to the general public via newsletters and things like that. Of course, they went out to the M.P.I. mailing list, so those are the true believers, and you can imagine what their responses were like. Not surprising, but nice to see. But again, the media, a couple of media responses we got, I mean, they were across the board. Give us everything, give it now, make it updatable right now, and all that other stuff. It's kind of like what Grover said. It's the Pulitzer Prize for lazy journalists, something like this. And so they're all over it. And I'm all, I don't hold that against them. I say that kind of admirably if they want to do this. So I should have introduced Kurt. For those of you who don't know him, he worked 16 years in the Legislative Fiscal Division and progressing up to acting director. 14 years in the Executive Budget Office under, I think, Roscoe and Martz. Is that right? Yep. And then retired in 2000.